wonderful event, 53rd Knit India, Bharat Jodo. Today is a very auspicious day. You know why? Because in this week, there are birthdays of two great masters of the world and humanity. Lord Jesus Christ on December 25th and Lord Dattatreya, the god of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh on 29th December. Then there was Bhagavad Gita Jayanti just 2 days back. So this is an awesome week in which we are meeting for Knit India. But do you know there's also an important part in this week that's going to happen? Continuing this tradition of the great masters is USM. Founded by Father Varghese Alingaran, and his birthday is on 30th of December, all within the same week. This is no coincidence. It is indicative of the great work, the great visions that are being born and taken forth into the world. I begin with a very short prayer. O Lord, like the tree yearns for sunlight, guide us, the attendees of this webinar, to yearn for the light of knowledge. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Briefly about myself, I've been very well introduced, but I still want to make you all note down the two websites which I've put over here. If you have a notepad, please note them down. First is enterprise-education.in. This is the entire research of the society of which I am the secretary. It has also a link to Udyam Shastra, which is a versified enterprise science. Please try to visit this website. I'm going to use parts of it just now, and that's why I'm indicating it. Then there are empowerment anthologies penned by my humble self of sita-radha-lakshmi.org, which is a slightly more spiritual aspect of my personality, you might say. I'll be also drawing on that. So if you miss something during the presentation, you can always refer to these two sites. I'm very thankful to Professor Annie Pawar and Neetu Joshi for the wonderful introduction and preface they provided. Then to Ms. Lavina D'Souza, whose love offering to USM is very valuable. Lavina, in a very short while, you have been able to summarize your total impression about USM and bring it forth to the people over here today. Father Deacon Sylvester Lobo, journalist from Mumbai, you are an ardent promoter of USM, and it is friends like you who sustain USM in the difficult times of Corona lockdowns. Thank you very much. Well, I had the great honor of attending a training of students at USM in 2017. And let me say that I was very impressed by the 5 parts, which many of you have already heard, many of you would have already read. So I will not repeat them. But basically they talk about peace, solidarity with hungry and poor, loving concern for the nation, honoring our elders and all human beings, and especially respect for the earth and saving its resources. This is so essential today with the climate change that is taking place. Thank you very much, USM, for giving us these 5 paths. During my stay, I experienced closely the salient features of USM, of transforming self, diversity, accepting, reinventing oneself to realize God within. My dear friends, this is not an easy thing to say at all. Only a realized soul can make such a statement. Not everybody can say this with confidence, reinventing oneself to realize God within. Setting new trends, building character, inclusive community of staff, workers and guests, etc. And last but not the least, total trust in providence. This is incomprehensible. Total trust in providence. I never had that trust in providence myself till I met Father Varghese and his USM staff. The confidence with which they go forward, that is something that catches you. Total trust in providence. I was pleased to note that their training programs are centered around holistic development, and that they have addressed over 2 lakh parents till now in short awareness sessions, over 16,000 teachers, over 8,000 students in their leadership programs, and 1,100 principals. The Sankalp project of educational centers for the poor in slums is noteworthy, and publications of books, Sanjeevani Youth Action, all full of leadership, practical tips and inspiration. My dear USM, its staff, its associates, the faculty, students, principals, this is an immense contribution to the building of our nation. And not just the nation, but perhaps humanity. My full heartfelt congratulations and compliments to all of you as you go ahead. Today is the 53rd Knit India 2020 inaugural. I happened to read the 52nd Knit India souvenir recently and noted, and one sentence came to my notice very much, where Father Wagh says, through training programs and these Knit India get-togethers, impossible will be made possible if everyone maximizes the divine within himself or herself. Maximizes the divine within himself or herself. Please make a note of this. I'm going to refer to this again, but at the end of my presentation. When I learnt of the holistic human development, I also started thinking of what are the models of holistic human development. And one of the models is that of our own civilization, Indian civilization. I will not be going through the model completely, but it consists of 8 holistic human development steps of giving good values to infants, education and empowerment, not education alone, please note the word, education with empowerment, judicious work or enterprise, graduating to a divine family full of love and affection. But then, our holistic human development does not stop here. It says you have to think of the world as a family once you have satisfied the needs of your own family and yourself. Don't rest over there. The next step is harmony with the nature around you. But don't stop there. The next step of holistic development is timelessness, where you will leave something for the human society which it will cherish for ages to come. We have examples of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, who have left timeless contributions for the humanity. And last but not the least is cosmic harmony. But friends, unfortunately the global crisis of corona has affected us all. The economic engagement of youth has got affected. The economic sectors are shrinking and unemployment is rising. This is where there's a need to reimagine education and the skills we give. And I'm proud to say that USM is helping for this purpose. A well-engaged youth is a healthy condition for peace in society, is what my small NGO believes in. I will tell a little bit about my NGO because I'm going to draw upon it a bit later. So our enterprise education vision is to provide an opportunity for every school-going child to develop an enterprising mindset. Why? Because this provides enterprise education concepts, skills and aptitudes to be intrapreneurs and entrepreneurs. In the last 6 months, with the help of experts like Father Wagh, we have just completed a series of webinars that culminated in preliminary business plan competitions in which teams across Nepal and India participated. 23 teams. Honorable Abdul Kalamji, then President of India, himself examined this enterprise education and blessed it in 2005. Now, what I am drawing from that research of enterprise education, and which I think might be relevant for all of us, is the following. Functional areas of the brain. This is what we had analyzed. As you can see in this complicated chart, the brain has got certain functions in various parts of the brain. There are not exact demarcations or departments like this, but roughly it is known that the frontal part deals with thinking, memory. Then there is a motor area, sensory area, auditory area is somewhere in between. Correlation area is also in the between the brain. There's a visual area at the back. Balance and rhythm at the bottom of the brain. Then there is a intellectual area and a speech area. All these areas exist. I had done a survey all over India of educations, and then in those days, a couple of years back, now things are changing, it was known that education in the school levels is largely memory based, which is not wrong because our tradition of passing education has been through learning. When there was no writing, our civilization was still passing on education through memory. So there's nothing wrong in that. But there is a need to also complement and hone the rest of the brain functions. And this is where USM's training programs, I found when I was observing them in 2017, are making a great contribution. And what is it that they were doing? I found that they were helping to develop the correlation area of the brain, because they were giving the experiences by, let's say, going to the slums. And then these children are interpreting those experiences by saying that, now we are going to also help the society in our own ways by making their own personal visions. Then I found that the intellectual areas of the brains are being also improved through giving them tasks which help them make decisions, analyze situations, formulate plans. I will only add something which could be done further, which is unhad or beyond sensory. Give the children, and this you can try in your school, an expression of what they can think of and imagine, something which they have never seen, heard, read. You will be surprised at the amount of creativity these children have got. They will come up with some ideas which are so fascinating. Don't question them. They may not come true in the short term, but they are the ones that will set new trends in the world. Then speech. You saw those students from that Bhopal school making such wonderful presentation. That is what USM is teaching them. How to have good oral communication, public speaking, inquiry, and other skills. And last but not the least, thinking skills of strategic thinking, creative thinking, abstract thinking, critical thinking, and analytical thinking. This is what I felt when I attended the USM program. And yes, USM, you are doing a great job. Please keep going ahead. You are going to make a new generation. But why am I telling you all this? What am I trying to connect between holistic development and the brain functions? I feel that achieving what is called as Yoga Aishwarya is possible through this holistic development and the improvement of brain functions that USM is doing. What is this Yoga Aishwarya? This is my own definition, you can say. Yoga Aishwarya means confluence of wealth. And especially I would like to give this message to the students who are listening to this. Please remember, wealth is not money in the bank. That is a very small 1/8 portion of the wealth that you should be having. The 7/8 portion of wealth is a combination of this Aishwarya. I will say it as a sort of prayer for all of you. Oh Lord, bless us with Sanskar Aishwarya, which is wealth of good values. Bless us with Jnana Aishwarya, wealth of knowledge through our school and other sources. Bless us with Udyog Aishwarya, the wealth of being enterprising in life. Oh Lord, bless us with Vatsalya Aishwarya, affections in the family. It is the family which is the constituent of the society and community we live in. So affections in the family is very important. Paramartha Aishwarya, which is wealth of doing good deeds in service of the society, something which we as Rotarians are taught to do. I'm happy to say that there are members of Rotary from Pune who are attending, Rotary from other places, including Indore and other places who are attending. All of them are today creating Paramartha Aishwarya. Oh Lord, give us Srishti Aishwarya, that is wealth of nature's flora and fauna. Yuga Aishwarya, achievements that will benefit ages to come. And last but not the least, Param Aishwarya, which is wealth of harmony with the cosmic consciousness leading to divine bliss. Oh Lord, bless us with this Yoga Aishwarya, confluence of wealth. My dear students, just note this mantra for the success of your life. It's a very simple 2-line mantra. Udatta Drushti Uttam Srishti. Udatta Drushti Uttam Srishti, which means if you are having a sublimated vision, which I know all of you through the discipline in your schools and whatever you have gained through USM are having, you will liberate all the creative forces within you. So sublimated vision liberates creation. Sublimated vision liberates creation. Believe in a vision which is sublimated. Sublimated means something which is lifted above the normal. Believe in it. Now I come back to the last part. I am referring again to what Father Verghese Alingaran said in the last Knit India. He said, maximize the divine within himself or herself. Maximize the divine. I kept thinking, what does it mean? What is the understanding of divinity? Then I realized everyone thinks of divinity in different ways. And everybody is right. Everybody's truth is correct. So I'm going to make a little effort to understand what Father Wagh has said here and see if it appeals to you. If it appeals to you, please do take it. I'm beginning with an example of spider's web woven by using the divine spider silk within itself. Lord Dattatreya is supposed to have had 24 gurus. Most of them were very humble creatures and insects. One of them was a spider. Why? Because of the spider's belief in its divine provisions. It believes that it has got within the spider's the divine provision to make this spider's silk with which it will make its web. And it is in ample quantity. It does not have to worry, oh, will my spider silk fall short? Will my web remain incomplete? No. It believes in that divine provisions. I want to use that as a simile. And what do I want to tell you then? I want to tell you that similarly, like the spider has got that divine faith and divine provision, have faith in the strength of your own soul. Have faith in the strength of your own soul. Everybody defines soul in different way. I am defining it as follows, based on something that emerged from within me. And when it emerged, my understanding of soul, it could be slightly faulty, no doubt. Interestingly, it came in Apabhranshit Gujarati, that is imperfect Gujarati. It says, Kana hai bansi bajaye, maro atma hai jagruti paaye. Note the words carefully. Kevi gunoni atma sajaye, kevi chaitanya ama samaye. Nirguna nirmala thai, niragasa bairagi vorai. Premala prashanta samay. Dehanu abasakshi bhai. Picking up the words from this particular revelation, Jagruti, that is one strength of your own soul. You are always capable of a much higher awakening. Nirgunta, which is mastery over the three virtues of Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. Nirmalta, being the purest of pure. Niragasta, authority of innocence and truth. Bairagi, it took me some time to understand this. It means mendicant traveler. But I then understood that it means keep moving. Do not fetter your feet with things of the past. Just like if you have passed the 5th standard of the school, you don't say, no, I don't want to go to 6th standard, I will stay in the 5th standard. No, you move on. Keep on moving on. Charayavati, that is called. Keep on moving on. I've missed one point there, which is Premal, that is love, because that I think is the biggest giving of USM. Please include that in this thought of soul strength, and Prashant, which is peacefulness. These strengths of the soul are within you, like the spider silk. They are within you. And they are infinite. You can draw on them for the rest of your life, and they will stand by you. So, I want to give you a small, humble gift of thoughts for Christmas and the New Year, which is maximize your own soul strength, which we just went over. Maximize your own soul strength. Maximize your own soul strength. And I'm sure that with the wonderful holistic development that is going on at USM, by using all the functions of the brain and by using the strength of your soul, you will succeed in your mission of Knit India or Bharat Choro, 100%. Let me end with a small wish, I would say. I wouldn't say it a prayer, I'll say it's a wish. Success is yours. Step forth with courage. Success is yours. Step forth with courage, O child of Mother Earth. In all the 4 directions, in space, time, and on new horizons, success will be yours. Success will be yours. O child of Mother Earth, success will be yours. Step forth with courage. Step forth with courage. I'm very thankful to USM for the wonderful opportunity they have given me to present myself. I hope I have made myself somewhat audible, somewhat comprehensible through this. I thank all the people of USM, Father Varghese, all the trustees, all the schools, the principals, the students for the wonderful work that you're doing together. God bless you all. Thank you. Amen.